All right. Good morning, everybody. We're clearly a social bunch here today, which is good. I'd like to welcome everybody to the final JF meeting of the Public Safety and Security Committee. First and final JF meeting, unless there was a referral our way. Just by way of beginning, I want to give a huge shout out to our committee clerks and our LCO attorney. Our LCO attorney is a fellow Patrick, and we certainly spent St. Patrick's Day weekend and Monday spending a lot of time talking to each other. So for the work of our clerk and our LCO attorney, you have our gratitude. So thank you all. With that, any comments from my co-chair? None. Comments from the ranking? Mr. Howard.
Thank you. Just also, in addition to the staff, Mr. Chairman, I want to thank everybody who testified before our committee. In some cases, for some folks, that was every public hearing that we got to hear from them, play an integral role. I also want to recognize members of the committee, both Republican and Democrat leaders and members of this committee. We have 42 bills before us. I think we're going to see somewhere around 36 or something of those go on consent. And the dissent is sort of equal on both sides of the aisle. I think it's a testament to the good work that the members of this committee do in a collaborative and bipartisan way. Happy to be a part of that tradition and keeping it moving forward this year. So thank you to everybody for that. And we're ready to go.
Thank you. And I would like to thank you and my co-chair as well for open communication across the board. I think that helps the final product and keep things moving when everybody is open and honest and clear with each other, and that certainly has been the case here. So with that, I am looking to establish a consent calendar. Is there an objection to establishing a consent calendar? Hearing none, we will establish a consent calendar. Item number 1, Senate Bill 1239, an act concerning the Fallen Officer Fund and Firefighter Fund, providing health insurance coverage to survivors of a firefighter killed in the line of duty. This is a JFS to the floor with substitute language LCO 6611. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Representative Howard, second by Representative Heffron. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Hearing none, Mr. Howard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I move that agenda item number 1, Senate Bill 1239, an act concerning fallen officers and firefighter fund and providing health insurance coverage to survivors of a firefighter killed in the line of duty, be added to the consent calendar.
Is there an objection to adding this item to the consent calendar? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Item number 2, Senate Bill 1240, an act concerning the membership of the Codes and Standards Committee. This is a JF to the floor. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Representative Howard. Is there a second? Second by Representative Barry. Discussion on the bill. This is when nobody seconds. I pick somebody. So, is there a discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I moved agenda item number 2, Senate Bill 1240, an act concerning the membership of the Codes and Standards Committee to be added to the consent calendar.
Is there an objection to adding it to the consent calendar? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Item number 3, Senate Bill 1241, an act concerning the expansion of the Crisis Initiative Pilot Program throughout the state. This is a JF to the Appropriations Committee.
Second.
Moved by Senator Gaston, second by Representative Howard. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move that agenda item number 3, Senate Bill 1241, an act concerning the expansion of the Crisis Initiative, be added to the consent calendar.
Is there an objection to adding this item to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, it's been added to the consent calendar. Item number 4, Senate Bill 1318, an act assessing a certain fee for the deposit into the firefighter cancer relief account. This is a JF to the Finance Committee.
So moved.
Moved by Senator Gaston, second by Representative McGorty. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, as you know, in your extensive experience in this legislature, oftentimes you have to make votes that are very difficult. And I think this definitely ranks up with one of the highest on my list of difficult votes that I've had to make. And my trouble is this. Certainly, given my, 30 some years of experience in public safety, the respect that I have for our firefighters is infinite. I joke with some of the firefighters in the room when they come in, and we do that from time to time. But the fact is, I have a significant love and appreciation for them. I also don't doubt that what we cause our firefighters to do with the equipment that they're required to use and what we ask of them puts them at an increased risk for cancer, which is why I'm happy to support other bills on the agenda today and have worked hard on those. However, as a legislator, I also pride myself on not being a hypocrite. I pride myself on consistency and thoughtfulness. And I have, because of the push from my constituents, have stood against the public benefits, which I believe to be a hidden tax in our electric bills. I've stood against things like the passport to parks fees, which I think are hidden tax in our registration vehicles. And this 5 cents would just be that. It would be another hidden tax in a cell phone bill, albeit for a very, very noble cause. But in the interest of my own consistency on, I don't want to be a legislator who says, well, I'm against hidden taxes, except for when it's a group of people that I have a lot of love and care for. I just don't think that's the right way to do government for me. And frankly, if this bill was an appropriation from the state budget, I would 100% support it. I would run an amendment to make it that today, except that the bipartisan collaborative work that we do in this committee, we don't run amendments at JF deadline today. And furthermore, the firefighters expressed in public hearing, they don't want that, which I think is part and parcel part of my issue, is because I think the reason that we don't want that is because it would likely kill the bill. And this is just a way around the budget process. So unfortunately, I will not be supporting this bill today, and hopefully we can find ways to fund the Firefighters Cancer Relief Fund appropriately. I think the taxpayers owe it to the heroes that do that job, but I just think we should do it in a manner that's more consistent with the way we do other spending. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Other discussion on the bill? Representative DiCaprio.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I kind of echo the comments of our ranking member on this side of the aisle. This is a very important initiative, and I fully support what we're trying to do. But again, I have just a concern with the funding here, and I look forward to hopefully we can resolve some of that issue going forward as the bill progresses. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Representative Quinn, the gentleman from Meriden.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I mean, I struggle with this also for similar reasons, but you know, my main concern is we need to do something for the firefighters. Taking a bolder step and making this a presumptive under workers' compensation, which is quite frankly what I think it should be, isn't going to happen. So while we are literally nickel and diming on this, it's the best that we can hope for right now, and we move this in the right direction. And at the end of the day, this is supporting our firefighters and taking the steps necessary to make sure that they get the care that they need when cancer strikes them. And we all know that they're at a greater risk than most other professions. So I agree that 1318 is probably not the ideal way to do it, but I come at it from a different angle. And because of that, I will be supporting it today.
Thank you, Representative. Any other discussion on the bill? Co-Chair Gaston.
Thank you, and I really appreciate the debate on both sides around this issue. I know that there's no perfect solution here, but this is one of the best solutions that we actually have before us today. I think that when you look at the various professions, whether we're talking about police or fire or any other public safety personnel, we cannot do Russian roulette with their lives. They put their lives on the line each and every day to take care of us here in the state, and I think it's incumbent upon us, it's mission critical, to make sure that we have their back. One thing I like about the legislative process is that if we need to make tweaks later on down the road and we find a better solution, then we explore that at that time. But right now, this is where we are, and I really employ my colleagues to fully support this. We're talking about 5 cents. You know, I know for a lot of people, if you were to ask them in the hallway, you know, would you be opposed to this if it's going to help save the lives of those who put their lives on the lines for us? I don't know if one single person, whether they are Democrat or Republican, that would say they don't agree with that concept. And so until we can find a greater solution moving forward, I think that this is the best thing that we can do to show our gratitude and our support for our firefighters who do a Herculean job for us across our state. Thanks.
Thank you, Senator. Any other discussion on the bill? I would just note that this is a larger discussion than just the Public Safety Committee. Thus, our action to move it to the Finance Committee to have a more holistic discussion in context of the larger budget package and all that, and include more people, particularly folks that are focusing on the finance side in the discussion. So it is a JF to Finance. Any other discussion? Hearing none. Madam Clerk, would you kindly call the roll?
This is a roll call vote for SB 1318, JF to Finance. Senator Gaston,
Yes.
Rep. Boyd,
Representative Boyd, aye.
Senator Slapp, Senator Slapp, Representative DG Van Carlo,
Rep. Deidre Van Carlo, yes.
Senator Ciccarella, Representative Howard, Senator Fonfara, Senator Fonfara, Senator Honig, Senator Gordon, Senator Gordon, Representative Barry,
Yes.
Representative Fishbein, Representative G,
Yes.
Representative Jenga,
Yes.
Representative Gonzalez, Representative Hall,
Yes.
Representative Linehan, Representative Linehan, Representative McGordy,
Yes.
Representative Paolillo,
Yes.
Representative Lamarck Muir,
Yes.
Representative Poulos,
Yes.
Representative Rochelle, Representative Rochelle, Representative Santinella,
Yes.
Representative Shake, Representative Bushbaum,
Yes.
Representative Canino, Representative DiCaprio,
Representative DiCaprio votes no to flag. Thank you.
Representative Lanu,
Yes.
Representative Heffernan,
Heffernan votes yes.
and Representative Quinn.
Representative Quinn votes yes.
Thank you.
Votes are going to be held open. We'll determine the exact time at the end of the meeting. While we're doing the roll call, I just happen to be looking around the room and realize that most of the GOP is really together. Nobody wants to sit anywhere. Nobody wants to sit anywhere near the chairs. And Fishbein's way over there talking to nobody. So I just want to point out that's my observation of the room.
You had mentioned how social this group was, and I just want to point out I'm antisocial.
Thank you. So it's just one of those things you notice when you're sitting up front here. So, all right, moving on to item number 5, Senate Bill 1319, an act establishing a cybersecurity task force. This is a JFS to the floor with LCO 6329. Your pleasure.
So moved.
Moved by Representative Howard, Second by Senator Gaston. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Hearing none. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move agenda item number 5, SB 1319, an act establishing a cybersecurity task force to the consent calendar.
Any objections? Any objections? Hearing none. It is added to the calendar. Next is item number 6, which is Senate Bill 1320, an act implementing the recommendations of the Department of Administrative Services regarding acting building officials, certain parking spaces, and elevator certificates of operation. This is a JFS to the floor with LCO 6330.
So moved.
Moved by Representative Howard, second by Senator Gaston. Any comments on the bill? Representative Howard?
Mr. Chairman, I move to move agenda item number 6. I'm having a hard time with that today.
That's all right.
Agenda
You
item
got
number
it.
6, SB 1320, an act implementing the recommendations of DAS and all to the consent calendar.
Is there an objection to adding it to consent? Hearing none, so ordered. Item number 7, Senate Bill 1321, an act concerning crimes related to gift cards, organized retail theft, fostering the sale of stolen property, and civil liability for certain conduct relating to goods, merchandise, or produce. This is a JFS to the floor, LCO 6568.
So moved.
Moved by Senator Gaston, second by Representative Howard. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard?
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item number 7, SB 1321, an act concerning crimes related to gift cards, organized retail theft, and more to the consent calendar.
Is there an objection to adding it to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Agenda item number 8, Senate Bill 1374, an act concerning public school security personnel training. This is a JFS to the floor, LCO 6540. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Senator Gaston, second by Representative Howard. My only comment would be Senator Slapp has worked really hard on this to make sure that the concerns that were raised by some of our special education groups have been heard and accommodations have been made. Any other comments on the bill? Any other comments on the bill? Representative Howard?
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item number 8, Senate Bill 1374, an act concerning public school security personnel training to consent.
Is there an objection to adding it to consent? Hearing none, so ordered. Next is item number 9, Senate Bill 1381, an act concerning the Connecticut wing of the Civil Air Patrol youth camps. This is a JFS to the floor, LCO 6631. Your pleasure. Moved
Second.
by Senator Gaston, second by Representative Howard. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard?
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item number 9, SB 1381, an act concerning Connecticut Wing Civil Air Patrol youth camps to consent.
Is there an objection to adding it to consent? Hearing none, so ordered. Now we're on to item number 10, second page. Senate Bill 1382, an act establishing a school mapping data grant program. This is a JFS to the floor, LCO 6365. Your pleasure.
So moved.
Moved by Representative Howard, second by Senator Gaston. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we place agenda item number 10, SB 1382, an act establishing a school mapping data grant program to consent.
Is there an objection to adding it to consent? Hearing none, so ordered. Item number 11, Senate Bill 1389, an act authorizing certain ordinances concerning street takeovers. This is a JF to the floor. Your pleasure.
So moved.
Moved by Representative Howard, second by Representative Barry at her own will. Discussion on the bill. Discussion of the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item number 11, SB 1389, an act authorizing certain ordinances concerning street takeovers to consent.
Is there an objection to adding it to the consent calendar? Hearing none, so ordered. Item number 12, Senate Bill 1390, an act concerning live digital video school bus violation detection monitoring systems. This is a JF to the floor. Your pleasure. Moved
Second.
by Senator Gaston, second by Representative Howard. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item number 12, SB 1390, an act concerning live digital video school bus violation detection monitoring systems to consent.
Is there an objection to adding the items to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Item number 13, Senate Bill 1489, an act concerning regional police forces. This is the JFS to the floor. LCO 6603. Your pleasure. Moved
Second.
by Senator Gaston, second by Representative Howard. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Hearing none. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item number 13, SB 1489, act concerning regional police forces to consent.
Is there an objection to adding this item to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Item number 14, Senate Bill 1490, an act concerning the sale of battery-powered smoke detectors in the state. This is a JF to the floor. Moved by Senator Gaston, second by Representative Howard. Very fitting. Is there a discussion on the bill? Hearing none. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item number 14, SB 1490, an act concerning the sale of battery-powered smoke detectors in the state to the consent calendar.
Is there an objection? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Item number 15, Senate Bill 1491, an act concerning fire suppression infrastructure grant program. This is a JF to the Appropriations Committee. Is there a motion? Moved by Representative Heffron. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Representative Howard. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item number 14, SB 1491, an act concerning a fire suppression infrastructure grant program to the consent calendar.
Thank you. Is there an objection to adding this to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Now we're on to Senate Bill 1492, an act concerning law enforcement recruitment and retention. This is a JF to the floor. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by, at the same time, Representative Howard, second by Senator Gaston. I will just represent to all of you that this is a work in progress. There's a lot more discussions to be had. We certainly do expect floor amendments because this is a lengthy bill and one we want to get right. So this is being JF'd as a work in progress. Further discussion on the bill? Further discussion on the bill, Representative Howard?
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item number 16, SB 1492, an act concerning law enforcement recruitment and retention to the consent calendar.
Is there an objection to adding this item to consent? Hearing none, so ordered. Item number 17, Senate Bill 1493, an act concerning the Uniform Investigation Accident Report and certain reports by police officers. This is a JF to the floor. Is there a motion? Senator Gaston, is there a second? Sorry, what did I say? Oh, peace officers. I apologize. So moved. Okay, is there a second? Second, Senator Honing. Discussion on the bill, Representative Howard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the legislation in question, 7294 PP, that this would amend was created last year in the Judiciary Committee. And through collaborative work with law enforcement and proponent to this bill, we passed 7294 PP. And we did it in a way, for example, the 24-hour in existing language that you see, in a way to not make this unduly time-consuming and demanding on our police officers when, as noted, literally one bill ago on the agenda, we have a recruitment and retention issue. We heard numerous times over the last several years, not just this year, that law enforcement units around the state are at diminished capacity, their ranks are down, and a lot of undesirable things are coming as a result of that. This bill, in the final 5 or so lines here, create what I believe to be an unnecessary burden on police officers that'll be time-consuming and unrealistic. So, for example, as I read this, a police officer is walking a beat and somebody's driving by on a bike and says, you know, my chest hurts. They now have to go and type some sort of a report, et cetera. And I think that is unnecessary. I think that the body cams that every police officer is required to use should capture this anyway. And it just seems to me that it's making unnecessary work to take up the time of our officers from what they're supposed to be doing. So I'll be voting against it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Representative. Other discussion on the bill? I don't necessarily disagree that it may be redundant. I just want to, at this point, make sure that those things are documented elsewhere. I hear your argument, and I think we need to ferret that out because we certainly don't want to create redundancy. So any other discussion on the bill? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you kindly call the roll?
This is a roll call vote on SB 1493. JF to the floor. Senator Gaston,
Yes.
Representative Boyd,
Representative Boyd, aye.
Senator Slack, Rep. DG Van Carlo,
Rep. DiGiancarlo, no.
Senator Chicarella, Senator Chicarella, Representative Howard,
No.
Senator Fonfara, Senator Fonfara, Senator Honig,
Yes.
Senator Gordon, Senator Gordon, Representative Barry, Representative Fishbein, Representative G,
Yes.
Representative Jenga, Representative Jenga, Representative Gonzalez, Representative Hall,
No.
Representative Linehan, Representative Linehan, Representative McGordy,
No.
Representative Paolillo,
Yes.
Representative Lamarck Muir,
Yes.
Representative Poulos,
Yes.
Representative Rochelle, Representative Rochelle, Representative Santinella,
Yes.
Representative Shake, Representative Shake, Representative Bushbaum,
No.
Representative Canino, Representative Canino, Representative DiCaprio,
No.
Representative Lanu,
No.
Representative Heffernan,
Yes.
and Representative Quinn.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next, item number 18, House Bill. Now we're getting into the good stuff, the House bills here. Huh? House Bill 6851, an act concerning purple property borders as warning to trespassers. This is a JF to the floor.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Senator Gasson, second by Representative Howard. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we place agenda item 18, HB 6851, an act concerning purple property borders as warning to trespassers on the consent calendar.
Is there an objection to adding this to consent? Go ahead.
I know I'm way over here.
That's all right.
I just, this bill has had various iterations in this body. I think when it originally started, I think you're the one who brought it to our.
Yes,
attention
sir.
Originally. It's an initiative that I do support. I note that the language before us requires the painting of a line. I believe, what it started with was posts. I would hope that, I'm fully supportive of this getting out of committee. I hope that we can work towards alternative measures that one could notify others via paint in this fashion. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Absolutely. I'm happy to work with you on that. Thank you. Is there an objection to adding this to consent? Hearing none, so ordered. Item number 19, House Bill 6852, an act concerning the waiver of certain criminal history records check fees for an indigent person seeking a pardon. This is a JFS to the floor, LCO 6101. Your pleasure.
So moved.
Moved by Representative Howard, second by Senator Gaston. Discussion on the bill. Representative Fishbein.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I would hope that we would in the future extend this to any individuals looking to exercise a constitutional right. This pardon issue I had brought to the body's attention many years ago, because I have represented people on pardons and they couldn't afford the background check. But I think anytime you are looking to exercise this constitutional right, like be able to acquire, carry a firearm, that the government should not be requiring a fee for that as well. So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Any other discussion on the bill? Representative Howard?
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item 19, HB 6852, an act concerning the waiver of certain criminal history records check fees for an indigent person seeking a pardon to consent.
Is there an objection to adding this to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Item number 20, House Bill 6853, an act requiring the inclusion of certain information in the standardized method of recording a traffic stop information. This is a JF to the floor. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Senator Gaston, second by Representative Howard. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item 20, HB 6853, an act requiring the inclusion of certain information in the standardized method of recording traffic stop information to the consent calendar.
Is there an objection to adding this item to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Item number 21, House Bill 6859, an act concerning the Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection's recommendations regarding certain evidence and records, firearm information, security guards, firearm transfers, and school security grants. This is a JFS to the floor with LCO 6562. Your pleasure.
So moved.
Moved by Senator Gaston, second by Representative Howard. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Hearing none. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item number 21, HB 6859, an act concerning the recommendations of DESP to the consent calendar.
Oh, you got to use DESP. I had to say out the whole word there. Is there an objection to adding this to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Item number 22, House Bill 6860, an act commemorating State Trooper Irving H. Nelson in the town of Pomfret. This is a JF to the floor. Your pleasure.
So moved.
Moved by Senator
Second.
Gaston, second by Representative Howard. Discussion on the bill.
Mr. Chairman, quick question.
Please.
Where is Pomfret?
One of the more prominent towns in the Northeast. You should come by the Vanilla Bean sometime. I'll show you around. Any relevant discussion on the bill? Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item number 22, HB 6860, an act commemorating the State Trooper Irving H. Nelson in the town of Pomfret to the consent calendar.
Is there an objection to adding this to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Item number 23, House Bill 6908, an act requiring a study of communication system used by public safety personnel and establishing a working group to study the consolidation of public safety answering points. This is a JF to the floor. Your pleasure.
So moved.
Moved by Senator Gaston. Is there a second? Is there a second? Second by Senator Slapp. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, in southeastern Connecticut, the PSAPs are largely by municipality, not exclusively, but largely that's how it's done. It's how it's been done for a long time. You may remember years ago, the state police actually did a consolidation. They consolidated Troop E in Montville up to the dispatch center in Troop C in Tolland, and in quick order undid that because of the public safety risk that it created. I recognize this is specific to PSAPs, but I think the same sort of idea exists, you know, especially today. And while the technology has gotten better at recognizing where a cell phone caller is, it's every day in the state of Connecticut where a cell phone caller describes what they see to a dispatcher to determine where they are. And we go down this road of consolidation, I think, while it may save money, it is a significant public safety risk. And I recognize, again, that this is a study. I also know where studies lead sometimes. So for today, because I think it would be such a detriment to public safety, specifically in my district, I can't support this piece of legislation. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Other discussions on the study? Hearing none. Madam Clerk, would you kindly call the roll?
This is a roll call vote for House Bill 6908, GF to the floor. Senator Gaston,
Senator Gaston votes yes.
Representative Boyd,
Representative Boyd, aye.
Senator Slack, Rep. DG Van Carlo,
Rep. DiGiovanni Carlo votes yes.
Senator Chicarella, Senator Chicarella, Representative Howard,
Howard, no.
Senator Fanfara, Senator Fanfara, Senator Honig,
Yes.
Senator Gordon, Senator Gordon, Representative Barry, Representative Fishbein, Representative G,
Yes.
Representative Jenga, Representative Gonzalez, Representative Hall,
No.
Representative Linehan, Representative Linehan, Representative McGordy,
Yes.
Representative Paolillo,
Yes.
Representative Lamarck Muir,
Yes.
Representative Poulos,
I'm good with a study. Yes.
Representative Rochelle, Representative Rochelle, Representative Santinella, Representative Santinella, Representative Shake, Representative Shake, Representative Bushbaum,
Yes.
Representative Canino, Representative Canino, Representative DiCaprio,
No.
Representative Lanu,
No.
Representative Heffernan, Representative Heffernan, Representative Quinn.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Those of you following along, we're now on page 3. Item number 24, House Bill 6964, an act establishing a task force to study the provision of emergency treatment and transportation of an animal that is injured in the performance of its duties under the supervision of a peace officer. This is a JF to the floor. Your pleasure.
So moved.
Moved by Representative Howard. Is there a second? Second by Representative Quinn. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item number 24, HB 6964, an act establishing a task force to study the provision of emergency treatment and transportation to an animal injured in the performance of his duties to the consent calendar.
Is there an objection to adding this to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Item number 25, House Bill 6965, an act concerning the state fire marshal, a deputy state fire marshal, membership of the Fire Marshal Training Council, and the Fire and Catastrophic Restoration Business License. This is a JF to the floor. Your pleasure. Moved by Representative Howard. Second. Second by Representative McGordy. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item number 25, HB 6965, an act concerning the state fire marshal, deputy state fire marshal, membership of the training council, and catastrophic restoration business license to the consent calendar.
Is there an objection to adding this item to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Next is item number 26, House Bill 7051, an act concerning Black Bear Management Plan. This is a JFS to the floor. LCO 6604, your pleasure.
So moved.
Moved by Representative Howard. Is there a second? Second by Senator Honig. I will just say in a form of discussion that there's been considerable conversation on this. I would also like to point out that the majority of the testimony submitted has nothing to do with the content of the bill. There's some different aspirations on different sides of what may or may not happen. If you're not paying attention, a long settled dispute fell into our committee's lap. We are attempting to have a high-level academic discussion on the real issue of public safety around the increasing bear population in Connecticut. There's been a number of close calls that have made us in the public safety realm uncomfortable. And the goal going forward is to give DEEP the tools that they need within the public safety realm to make sure that folks are safe. And I don't want to be in a position where somebody is maimed or killed, and we haven't given deep and the executive branch the authority that they need. So just to be clear on the S language, we are not authorizing a bear hunt in this bill, a trophy hunt as was put out there. We are giving the executive branch authority if the bear population rises to the public safety emergency, that the governor through executive order can implement what is reasonable at the time, appropriate population measures, which to me seems like a very even-keeled, thoughtful public safety lens at this ongoing issue. So I just want to kind of throw that out there at the get-go. Any questions on this bill? Any questions on this bill? Okay, hearing none, I do not believe it is consentable. So I'd like to ask our clerk to kindly call the roll.
This is a roll call vote for House Bill 7051, LCO 6604. Senator Gaston,
No.
Rep. Boyd,
Representative Boyd, aye.
Senator Slapp, Representative DG Von Carlo,
Rep. DiGiovancarlo votes yes.
Senator Ciccarella, Senator Ciccarella, Representative Howard, Senator Fonfara, Senator Fonfara, Senator Honig,
Yes.
Senator Gordon, Senator Gordon, Representative Barry, Representative Fishbein, Representative G,
Yes.
Representative Jenga,
Yes.
Representative Gonzalez, Representative Hall,
Yes.
Representative Linehan, Representative Linehan, Representative McGordy,
Yes.
Representative Paolillo,
Yes.
Representative Lamarck Muir,
Yes.
Representative Poulos,
Yes.
Representative Rochelle, Representative Rochelle, Representative Santinella, Representative Santinella, Representative Shake, Representative Shake, Representative Bushbaum,
Yes.
Representative Canino, Representative Canino, Representative DiCaprio.
Yes.
Okay. Representative Lanou,
Yes.
Representative Heffernan, Representative Heffernan, Representative Quinn.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next is item number 27, House Bill 7053, an act establishing a working group to develop a uniform statutory definition of first responder and essential worker. This is a JFS to the floor, LCO 6572. Your pleasure.
So moved.
Moved by Representative Howard. Is there a second? Second, Senator Honig. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item number 27, HB 7053, an act establishing a working group to develop uniform statutory definitions for first responder and essential worker to the consent calendar.
Is there an objection to adding this item to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Item number 28, House Bill 7054, an act concerning the sale and use of non-aerial, non-explosive consumer fireworks and sky lanterns. This is a JFS to the floor, LCO 6541. What's your pleasure? Moved by Representative Howard. Is there a second? Second, Senator Slapp. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Hearing none, this is not a consentable item, so I would ask the clerk to kindly call the roll on item number 28.
This is a roll call vote for HB 7054, LCO 6541. Senator Gaston,
Yes.
Representative Boyd,
Representative Boyd, aye.
Senator Slapp, Representative DG Von Carlo,
Rep. DiGiovancarlo, yes.
Senator Ciccarella, Senator Ciccarella, Representative Howard,
Yes.
Senator Fonfara, Senator Fonfara, Senator Honig,
Yes.
Senator Gordon, Senator Gordon, Representative Barry, Representative Fishbein, Representative G,
Yes.
Representative Jenga,
Yes.
Representative Gonzalez, Representative Hall,
Yes.
Representative Linehan, Representative Linehan, Representative McGordy,
Yes.
Representative Paolillo,
No.
Representative Lamarck Muir,
Yes.
Representative Polis,
Yes.
Representative Rochelle, Representative Rochelle, Representative Santinella, Representative Santinella, Representative Shake, Representative Bushbaum,
Buxbaum votes yes.
Representative Canino, Representative Canino, Representative DiCaprio,
Yes.
Representative Lanu,
Yes.
Representative Heffernan, Representative Heffernan, Representative Quinn.
No.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next is item number 29, which I think is the longest title of any bill here. House Bill 7055, an act concerning municipal tax abatement for surviving domestic partners of police officers, firefighters, and emergency medical technicians, and allowing for a personal income tax deduction for stipends paid to volunteer firefighters, volunteer fire police officers, and volunteer ambulance members. This is a JF to the Finance Committee. Is there discussion on the, or is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by
Second.
Senator Gaston, second by Representative Howard. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we place agenda item 29, HB 7055, an act concerning municipal tax abatement for surviving domestic partners of police officers, firefighters, and EMTs, and allowing personal income tax deduction for stipends paid to volunteer firefighters, volunteer fire police officers, and volunteer ambulance members to the consent calendar.
Is there an objection to adding this item to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Next is item number 30, which is House Bill 7056, an act concerning permits to carry a pistol or revolver and firearm transfers. This is a JFS to the floor, LCO 6664, certainly a possessed bill, I guess.
Yeah.
Is there a motion? So moved by Representative Howard. Is there a second? Is there a second? Second, Representative Fishbein. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item number 30, HB 7056, an act concerning permits to carry a pistol or revolver and firearms transfers to the consent calendar.
Is there an objection to adding this to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Item number 31, House Bill 7073, an act making technical revisions to the public safety statutes. This is a JFS to the floor, LCO 6540. Is there a motion? Moved by Representative Howard. Is there a second? Senator Gaston? No, I was thinking too far ahead. Discussion of the bill, just in full transparency. We had heard a section of the traffic safety bill that dealt with body cameras. We have pulled the body camera section out of the traffic safety bill, and we are putting it as a standalone into our tech revisor bill here. So once this bill passes committee, the title will change and go forward. And just full, here comes the LCO attorney, so I did something wrong. Stand by. LCO 6450. Just to be clear, thank you. Third before this committee, and the traffic safety is now going to be standalone in 7073. I just want to be fully transparent with the committee on that piece of it. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item 31, HB 7073, an act making technical revisions to public safety statutes to the consent calendar.
Is there an objection to adding this to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Number 32, House Bill 7074, an act concerning the uniform statewide police pursuit policy. This is a JF to the floor. Your pleasure.
So moved.
Moved by Senator Gaston.
Second.
Second by Representative Howard. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item number 32, HB 7074, an act concerning uniform statewide police pursuit policy to the consent calendar.
Is there an objection to adding this to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Now on to item number 33. House Bill 7119, an act concerning the State Fire Prevention Code, Fire Safety Code, State Building Code, and elevator inspections. This is a JFS to the floor, LCO 6607. Your pleasure.
So moved.
Moved by
Second.
Senator Gaston, second by Representative Howard. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item 33, HB 7119, an act concerning State Fire Prevention Code, State Fire Safety Code, State Building Code, and elevator inspections to the consent calendar.
Is there an objection to adding this to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Next is item number 34, House Bill 7120, an act concerning firefighter turnout gear, firefighter cancer screening pilot program, and grants for the removal of PFAS from fire apparatus. This is a JF to the Appropriations Committee. Your pleasure.
So moved.
Moved by
Second.
Senator Gaston, second by Representative Howard. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item number 34, HB 7120, an act concerning firefighter turnout gear, firefighter cancer screening pilot program, and grants for the removal of PFAS from fire apparatus to consent.
Is there an objection to adding this item to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Next is item number 35, House Bill 7198, an act requiring a study to how to improve the assignment of conservation officers within the state. This is a JF to the floor. Your pleasure.
So moved.
Moved by Representative Howard, second by Senator Gaston. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item 35, HB 7198, an act requiring a study on how to improve the assignment of conservation officers throughout the state to the consent calendar.
Is there an objection to adding this item to consent? Hearing none, so ordered. Item number 36, House Bill 7199, an act concerning firefighter recruitment and retention. This is a JF to the floor. Your pleasure.
So moved.
Moved by
Second.
Senator Gaston, second by Representative Howard. So you are a pro firefighter. You second the bill. The same comments I made before about police recruitment and retention being an ongoing work in progress stands for this bill as well. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item 36, HB 7199, an act concerning firefighter recruitment and retention to the consent calendar.
Is there an objection to adding this to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. We're now on to the fourth page. Item number 37, House Bill 7200, an act concerning bleeding control training and kits. This is a JF to the floor. Your pleasure.
So moved.
Moved by Senator Gaston.
Second.
Second by Representative Howard, and a chorus on this side of the room. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item 37, HB 7200, an act concerning bleeding control training and kits to the consent calendar.
Is there an objection to adding this to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. House Bill, next is item number 38, House Bill 7201, an act concerning supplemental paramedic. This is a JF to the floor. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Senator Gaston. Is there a second? Second by Representative Quinn. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. This item is not consentable. I will just point out that I am meeting with OEMS next week to discuss further with DPH on where this goes from here. Seeing nothing else, Madam Clerk, would you be so kind as to call the roll?
This is a roll call vote for number 38, HB 7201. JF to the floor. Senator Gaston.
Yes.
Representative Boyd.
Representative Boyd, aye.
Senator Slapp, Representative DG Von Carlo, Representative
Rep. DJ Van Carlo votes yes.
Senator Chicarella, Senator Chicarella, Representative Howard, Senator Fonfara, Senator Fonfara, Senator Honig,
Yes.
Senator Gordon, Senator Gordon, Representative Barry, Representative Fishbein, Representative G,
Yes.
Representative Jenga,
Yes.
Representative Gonzalez, Representative Hall,
Yes.
Representative Linehan, Representative Linehan, Representative McGordy,
Yes.
Representative Paolillo,
Yes.
Representative Lamarck Muir,
Yes.
Representative Poulos,
Yes.
Representative Rochelle, Representative Rochelle, Representative Santinella, Representative Santinella, Representative Shake,
Yes.
Representative Bushbaum,
Yes.
Representative Canino, Representative Canino, Representative DiCaprio,
No.
Representative Lanu,
No.
Representative Heffernan, Representative Heffernan, Representative Quinn.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Now, item number 39, House Bill 7202. I don't know if the last one, we may skip over this one. An act concerning law enforcement training, JFS to the floor, LCO 6606. Your pleasure.
So moved.
Moved by Representative Howard. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Senator Gaston. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to replace agenda item 39, HB 7202, an act concerning law enforcement training to the consent
Is there
calendar.
an objection to adding this to consent? Hearing none, so ordered. Item number 40, House Bill 7203, an act establishing a state wildfire commission pertaining to a certain council to serve as a subcommittee of the Commission on Fire Prevention Control. This is a JFS to the floor, LCO 6327. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Senator Gaston, second by Representative Howard. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item 40, House Bill 7203, an act establishing a state wildfire commission and permitting a subcommittee on fire prevention and control to consent.
Is there an objection to adding this to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Next is item number 41, House Bill 7204, an act concerning lights on vehicles, penalties for violations of certain statutes, stops, searches, a phlebotomy program study, inspections of certain vehicles, traffic safety corridors, a pilot program to equip vehicles with certain devices, and a police review of certain recordings. This is a JFS to the floor, LCO 6342. I would just represent that this is an ongoing discussion and a work in progress bill that has other stakeholders that would like to be part of that. Is there a motion? Moved by Representative Howard. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Representative Pujols for the win there, Gaston. Is there discussion on the bill? Discussion on the bill? Representative Howard.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place agenda item number 41, House Bill 7204, an act concerning lights on vehicles, penalties for violations, and other Rep. Barry initiatives to the consent calendar.
Is there an objection to adding this to consent? Is there an objection? Hearing none, so ordered. Next, and our final item is number 42, House Bill 7052, an act concerning large capacity magazines and the sale of ammunition. This is a JF to the floor. Is there a motion? Moved by Representative Howard. Is there a second? Second by Representative Fishbein. Discussion on the bill. Discussion on the bill. Representative Howard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This bill does a couple of things that I think are worth just talking about briefly. When sweeping gun legislation passed in Connecticut several years ago, a high-capacity magazine was identified as 10 rounds. And as you know, and I know some of my colleagues know, a lot of standard handguns come with 12, 13-round magazines, which requires that those being sold in Connecticut actually have a plug put in the bottom of them, which makes it just a bit more expensive. And, for me, being an avid sportsman, take my boys to the range. I tend not to take them to the indoor range. It's not that I don't believe in them. I worry about their lungs and whatnot. Um, especially in the wintertime when there's not much else going on, daylight's limited. It just takes a little bit extra time. The other part of this allows for individuals who currently possess magazines that are in excess of 10 rounds that are legal because they possessed them prior to that sweeping legislation about 10 years ago, to transfer them among themselves. So, for example, if myself and my brother each legally possessed, 5 15-round magazines, I could sell 3 to him or something like that. It doesn't increase the amount of high-capacity magazines in the state. It doesn't increase the amount of people that have them. So those are the key components of the bill that I think are relevant. And I think the other thing relevant that seems to get lost sometimes with folks, I just want to point out, in the state of Connecticut, you cannot purchase so much as a bullet, not one single bullet, without having a fingerprint supported background check, at least not to keep at your house. And that in and of itself, I think, provides for legal gun owners like myself, somebody who's carried a gun every single day for 23 years without incident, knock on wood. 6 months to go, 2 years, 6 months to go. But I think this is a reasonable step to show legal gun owners in the state of Connecticut that, we appreciate their sport, we appreciate their rights, and, we rank highest in the nation and among the top 2 or 3, depending how you measure it, for our firearms restriction laws on who can access firearms and obtain firearms and firearms-related things such as magazines and ammunition. So for that reason, I support this bill. I hope my colleagues will support it as well. And really focus on doing the right thing. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Further discussion on the bill? Further discussion on the bill? Mr. Fishbein.
Yeah, just quickly on the ammunition situation. I understand that in the wake of Sandy Hook, and I wasn't up here, that some people's opinions of firearms changed. Some solidified, going after gun owners, lawful possessors. But what the good ranking member mentions about ammunition in Connecticut, our law is actually a bad economic development law because we can't buy ammunition in Connecticut. I can go to Rhode Island. I can go to Massachusetts. I can go to New Hampshire. I can go buy ammunition. So anybody who thinks that we're safer because we have these rules, these laws, you're fooling yourself. So I just want that noted. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Further discussion on the bill? Senator Gass.
Mr. Chairman, thank you for that. In the interest of public safety, and as someone who is a pacifist, I will be voting no on this measure today. I want to bring to light to people that I represent a district where there was someone standing in front of the police department brandishing a gun, basically trying to intimidate me as I was running for public office. Recently, that person has been posting all kinds of things on Facebook, indicating that they are out looking for Senator Gaston and brandishing a weapon. I don't want to vote yes on this measure because I believe that we need to do more around gun safety and ensuring that we're not putting more ammunition to people who are wielding guns in our communities and giving them the incentive to do more. So I'll be voting no on this measure today for those purposes. So I appreciate your indulgence.
Thank you, Senator Gasson. Any other discussion on the bill? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you please kindly call the roll?
This is a roll call vote on House Bill 7052. JF to the floor. Senator Gaston,
No.
Representative Boyd,
Representative Boyd, aye.
Senator Slabb, Representative DG Giancarlo. Representative DG Giancarlo.
Rep. DiGiovancarlo is a yes.
Senator Ciccarella. Senator Ciccarella. Representative Howard. Senator Fonfara. Senator Fonfara. Senator Honig.
No.
Senator Gordon. Senator Gordon. Representative Barry. Representative Fishbein. Representative G.
No.
Representative Jenga.
No.
Representative Gonzalez. Representative Hall.
Yes.
Representative Linehan. Representative Linehan. Representative McGordy.
Yes.
Representative Paolillo.
No.
Representative Lamarck Muir.
No.
Representative Poulos.
Yes.
Representative Rochelle. Representative Rochelle. Representative Santinella.
No.
Representative Shake.
No.
Representative Bushbaum. Representative Canino. Representative Canino. Representative DiCaprio.
Yes.
Representative Lanou.
Yes.
Representative Heffernan.
Heffernan votes yes.
Representative Quinn.
No.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. It is now 12 o'clock, so we will keep votes open until 2 o'clock. I would just like to point out that this committee is able to pass 42 items where there's disagreement in various parts in a very civil manner without shenanigans or buffoonery that happens in some other committees. And I will just say this is largely part due to the open communication and the spirit of trying to get there from both sides of the aisle. So I would tell the other 24 committees to put that in their pipe and smoke it. Representative DiCaprio.
Mr. Chair, we should probably vote on the ones we have.
Consent calendar, that's
Yes,
right.
Yes, sir.
Well, there'll be a lot of no votes on that. Thank you, Representative DiCaprio. All right, Madam Clerk, we have a consent calendar. Would you be so kind as to call the consent calendar?
These are the items that are on the consent calendar. SB 1239, LCO 6611, SB 1240, SB 1241, GF to appropriations, SB 1319, LCO 6329, SB 1320, LCO 6330, SB 1321, LCO 6568, SB 1374, LCO 6540, SB 1381, LCO 6631, SB 1381, LCO 6365, SB 1389,
Excuse, I think that was 1382. SB 1382, LCO 6365.
yes. Number 11, SB 1389. Number 12, SB 1390. Number 13, SB 1489, LCO 6603. Number 14, which is SB 1490. Number 15, which is SB 1491. Number 16, which is SB 1492. Number 18, HB 6851. 19, HB 6852, LCO 6101. Number 20, HB 6853. 21, HB 6859, LCO 6562. Number 22, HB 6860. 24, HB 6964. 25, HB 6965. Almost 26. 27, HB 7053, LCO 6527. 29, HB 7055. 30, HB 7056, LCO 3 6s and a 4. 31, HB 7073, LCO 6450. No, he corrected it. The LCO corrected. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
6450?
6450 is
Okay,
correct.
thank you. 32, HB 7074. 33, HB 7119, LCO 6607. 34, HB 7120. HB 7198. HB 36, HB 7199. 37, HB 7200. 39, HB 7202, LCO 6606. And 40, which is HB 7203, LCO 6327. Last but not least, 41, HB 7204, which is LCO 6342. Okay, so Senator Gaston,
Yes.
Representative Boyd,
Representative Boyd, aye.
Senator Slapp, Representative DG Von Carlo,
Rep. DiGiovancarlo, Carlo, yes.
Senator Ciccarella, Senator Ciccarella, Representative Howard, Senator Fonfara, Senator Fonfara, Senator Honig,
Yes.
Senator Gordon, Senator Gordon, Representative Barry, Representative Fishbein, Representative G,
Yes.
Representative Jenga,
Yes.
Representative Gonzalez, Representative Hall,
Yes.
Representative Linehan, Representative Linehan, Representative McGordy,
Yes.
Representative Paolillo,
Yes.
Representative Lamarck Muir,
Yes.
Representative Poulos,
Yes.
Representative Rochelle,
Rochelle votes yes.
Representative Santinella,
Yes.
Representative Shake,
Yes.
Representative Bushbaum, Representative Bushbaum, Representative Canino, Representative Canino, Representative DiCaprio,
Yes.
Representative Lanu,
Yes.
Representative Heffernan,
Yes.
and Representative Quinn.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Votes will remain open until 2 o'clock today. And Representative McGordy has invited us all to the Shelton House of Pizza afterwards on him for our good work. So
We'll be there.
thank you, Representative McGordy. We will stand in recess until 2 o'clock. Thank you all.
Representative Rochelle,
Yes. Are you ready to do votes? I know that you were just finishing up the meeting. Hello?
can you hear me now? Oh,
I can hear you now.
no. Representative Rochelle, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
You're a little low.
Hold on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
It's a little low.
I'm at the same volume. Are you still in the committee room? Do you need to go to a quieter space?
Oh,
Hear me?
I'm gonna turn up. Okay, can you say, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, perfect.
Are you still in the committee?
Yes, I'm still in the committee room.
Would it be easier to wait a few minutes and then ping you once you're in a quieter space?
No, I can hear you. I just needed to plug out of the room system.
Gotcha. Okay, so I was taking notes. I was in the Commerce Committee meeting, and so I came over as soon as I could.
Yeah.
So just run me through. I voted it on the consent calendar, but I need to I need to vote on all the other ones.
Yeah, so we did a roll call vote on a few of them.
Mhm. I think SB number 4 on the agenda is probably the first one.
Yeah,
So I'm a yes on that.
we also did a roll call vote on number 17.
Give me 1 second.
Do you need this?
Yes, I'm a yes on that.
17?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. What about number 23? We did a roll call vote on 23.
Yes.
We also did a roll call vote on number 26.
Yes.
We also did a roll call vote on number 28.
No.
We also did a roll call vote on number 38.
I'm a yes on that.
And I
42 as well.
how do you vote on number 42?
No.
And you were able to vote with us on the consent calendar.
Correct.
Okay, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hello?
Good afternoon, Senator. Give me 1 second. I have to get Renee.
Oh, sure. Yes, I appreciate it.
Afternoon. She is on with Rep. Linehan, so when they're done with their votes, she'll come on Zoom.
Okay, I'll just hang on then.
Do you have the agenda?
I do have the agenda, so I'm happy in front of me, so I'm happy to, I think there was a lot on consent and there were some that were individual roll calls,
Okay, perfect.
but I have the agenda.
Okay. There's also a consent calendar, but she'll go over everything.
Yeah, I think there's a huge amount on consent calendar is my understanding, but happy to do that.
Hold on 1 second. I can't hear you that well. Sorry?
Hello?
I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
Okay.
Senator Gordon,
Yes,
can you hear me?
yes, I can. Can you hear me? I'm just gonna
Oh,
pull
I
quickly
can't
off.
hear you well.
Oh,
Let's
can
see.
you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Oh, good. I'm just pulling into a parking lot here so I
Okay.
can.
Perfect.
Yeah, excellent.
Ready whenever you are.
I'm all set.
Okay. Let me just close the door. So we did a couple roll call votes. Were you able to review the agenda?
Yes, I did.
So we did a roll call vote on number 4, which is SB 1318.
That one I'm gonna skip.
Are you gonna abstain?
Yes.
We also did a roll call vote on number 17, which is SB 1493.
1493. I vote no.
We also did a roll call vote on number 23, which is HB 6908.
I vote no.
We also did a roll call vote on number 26, which is HB 7051.
I vote yes.
We also did a roll call vote on number 28, which is HB 7054.
I vote yes.
We also did a roll call vote on number 38.
And that is HB
HB
7201.
Correct.
I vote yes.
Yes?
Yes, I vote yes.
We also did a roll call vote on number 42, which is HB 7052.
I vote yes.
And there is the consent calendar. Would you like me to call all the numbers on the consent calendar?
No, you don't have to because I have them all listed down.
Are you
So,
sure?
yes.
Okay,
Yep. And for the consent calendar, I vote yes.
perfect. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thanks a lot. Have a good rest of the day.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
I guess one.
Okay, do you need me to leave? No, no, no.
Hello.
Hi, Sender Slap. It looks like I'm just missing. Well, first and foremost, thanks for joining again. But I am just missing. How do you vote on number 4? Do you know what it is? Number
Can you just read me the name?
Number 4 is SB 1318, an act assessing a certain fee for a deposit into the firefighters cancer relief account, which is JF to finance.
Yeah.
Pardon? You're frozen now. I can't hear you.
Yeah. Did you hear me?
No, can you repeat yourself?
Yes, I vote yes on all 4 of those bills.
It looks like that's the only one that I was missing for you. Thanks for joining.
Okay.
Enjoy
All
the
right.
rest of the day.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks. Bye.
You see me?
Yes, can you hear us? Can I go in there?
I hear you.
But I have those back. Thank you. So you just have to turn on your microphone.
Okay.
So can you hear me?
I hear you, but you need to hear me. I wanna.
I'm hanging up on the phone right now. I'm hanging up on the phone. Okay, so now you have to turn on your microphone. Can you hear me now? So I think it might be on your, are you in the garage? Can you hear me now?
Your call has been.
Give me. Can you hear me now? It's working fine. Hi, are you in the garage?
No.
You left the building?
Yes,
Oh, I can't hear you.
Can you see him?
I think I was on my